Thanks for doing this.
Are you kidding me? Thank you for coming here.
So cool.
It's really cool to meet you.
What's a day like for you guys? Are you?
Yeah. So typically we'll wake up around 5 and we'll get going as soon as we can. And we'll walk basically until 5 p.m. So about 12 hours. That includes our breaks, our lunch.
That's the
what
piece I
have
want to kind of get really nitty gritty on. So when you
Yeah.
get up at 5, what's your warm up look like?
Probably won't be much of warm up, just start walking. I do incantations every day. So I put music on and I do basically affirmations with physical embodiment of that. So I'll do that for 10 minutes. John may want to participate in that with me, or he may just
What made you start that?
Tony Robbins.
Dude,
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
same with me.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
think
did that
we
and it
talked a
changed my
little
life.
about that.
Cured my depression with that. Just get my body into it. Listen to music. I listen to the same music that they play at Date with Destiny, and it takes me right back there. And I just, for all the spiritual work I've done, all my demons are right there waiting for me every morning, saying, "Hey, you wanna
Dude,
come
you
play?"
use the same language I use.
Like
literally, they're demons.
Yeah.
Same language I use.
So I use that practice of just reclaiming who I am and my sovereignty every day. So I'll do that, and then we'll walk. And most days will be light because we have a support crew. So we have a crew of our friends and family that are pulling a big Airstream, and we'll intersect with that at the end of the day. So
they're not tracking you.
They're not tracking us. I wish they could. Listen, I'll take, a little midday, hit from the boots or something. But for this particular trail, there's just not that many road crossings. And for a lot of them, the roads are so kind of treacherous that they'll have to kind of unhitch the Airstream and drive the truck in to come extract us. They'll take us out and bring us back in the morning. So all that to say, in that 12 hours, we really want to average around 30 miles. Some days are less, some days are more. And that's the plan.
How high is the elevation get,
I think that the highest it goes over Gray's Peak, so it gets up to over 14,000 at a point. But usually you're in between 8 and 12.
Still pretty good though.
Yeah, a lot of it at 8,000, a lot of it at 10,000. Some stretches you're up at 11 for a few days, for 100 miles or something.
Yeah. How many miles is it total?
3,100, so 3,100. So to break this down, like, what does that mean? Because I say that number 3,100. The people go, "Oh, what does that take? A week?" 3,100 miles is doing an 30-mile ultra marathon of 50K for 100 days straight. That's what we're trying to do. 100 ultra marathons in a row. And the reason we're going north to south. So
running away from the weather.
We start in Montana, but you can't start too early, because if you start too early, it's all snowy still. And then you're just, post-holing, we call it. You're falling through snow.
Post-holing.
Yeah. Because it's like you're walking on a layer of snow and you're hitting.
Yeah.
And so you can't crush miles like that, So we're waiting till at very end of July, early August to start. Now, the flip side of that is winter's coming. So we need to be through the San Juans in Colorado, where near Telluride is, maybe spend time there. Beautiful area. But we want to be through there before the first snow hits there. And that can come in October. So we gotta cook if we want to get this thing done in one hit.
Listening to that, I think it's going to be really easy to plug in some of these tools that I'm going to share with you.
Absolutely.
Because when we talked on the phone, to me, this is ultimately about nervous system regulation. And we talked a little bit about that, and your ability to get into a state mentally and physically for what you talk about, your mantras in the morning.
Yes.
You're creating a state for your nervous system to live in.
Yes.
And that's what we're trying to do with these, is create that harmony. So in the morning, learning how to activate your nervous system in a way that you're more engaged, your proprioception's clear, you can have a clearer conversation, you've engaged your nervous system as a whole. not just the muscles, not just your hamstrings, not just your calves or whatever. It's like learning how to activate your whole nervous system and then maintain that activation throughout the day. And then when you're done, to be able to taper off and really quickly get into a state where your heart rate's down, you're calm, you're not, I think it's kind of funny because you might not be in a place out there where the demons are chasing you as much as they are in the real world. I don't know. I've never done that. But I think understanding that you can shut the voices down at the end of the day by activating your parasympathetic nervous system.
Yes.
And knowing how to do that. And all of the protocols, and I'm going to do a whole write-up, like just listening to what you're saying. But I wanted to kind of talk to you about the concepts. The nervous system, our blood flow circulates every 6 seconds throughout our body, roughly. So that's quick. The protocols we've created for Therabody are 10 and 30 seconds long. 2 minutes at the most on your body to activate your nervous system. So knowing in the morning when you wake up, if you have a Theragun, that using the Theragun to activate your nervous system, not to warm up the muscles. That will be what sustains you over time, because we have all the other things that will deal with the muscles at the end of the day to recover. But I actually think it's for preparing for the next
performance.
day. Yeah. It's more about the performance side. So what I want to be able to do is weave this into what you're doing, not change a lot of what it is, but for you to have some place to go to when you know my feet are killing me, or man, my knees are super sore today, and to know what you can do for those things, but to have the Therabody tools just kind of go with you along the way, and you understanding, I need to pick me up. It's 3:00. I haven't eaten. We got X many more miles till I get to the intersection or where they extract you guys. Like I got to get through this to be able to just have a little mini with you, and you hit John and John hits you, and you guys have another several miles to go. And it just takes a second. It's not like you have to stop and get a spa. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the activation in the morning will be as important as it is in the evening. And then any breaks you have along the way, I'm going to send a video and I'm going to teach someone to treat you and John. So if you have a third person there?
Yeah.
They can actually treat you guys in a minute, and you'll feel like you have this. I'm not joking. We've done a lot of science. 3 minutes with a Theragun is like a 15-minute full body massage if you do it right.
If you do it right.
So you think about 3 minutes when time
There's
is
a
of the
method
essence
to
for you
that.
guys.
Yeah, it is.
Just knowing where to do it, when to do it, where you have to be in your headspace. So you're not doing it to John, John's not doing it to you. You guys can just receive that. And there's some really powerful healing processes where you're just receiving what's happening. So I feel like I can talk a little woo-woo with you.
Yeah.
But it's really about understanding how you connect the mind and body and keeping them really close to each other in the chatter. You're not super chattery in your head.
Yes.
Whether you're listening to a podcast or having a conversation with your guy, and monitoring your heart rate, because you guys are going to be super high in elevation, and knowing I talked about how quickly that your blood circulates in your body. That's also going to change as you move through those different elevations, and the food you eat and how hydrated you are and all those things. With that being said, I think if you can think of Theragun as, we have a protocol we call it prepare, perform, and recover. And in the prepare, it's the shortest. It's quick. You go on either end of a muscle. Do you know what a Golgi tendon is?
Nope.
Sweet. Golgi tendon.
This is cool.
Yeah, a Golgi tendon is kind of like a jellyfish that's on either end of a muscle. So say I took my bicep out of my arm and I held it like this. The Golgi tendon tentacles, the jellyfish tentacles, approximate to each other. So as it stretches, it's sending a signal to the brain to say, hey, this is stretching. Coincidentally, the same thing that's happening on the other side is this tricep is contracting.
Sure.
So those movements, you think about all the movements you're making throughout the day, is sending signals to your brain about where you're at. Are you safe? Can I move in these movements? Athletes, when you're training, you get to a place where you feel warm. Do you play tennis or any other activity where you got warm
but
up?
I know this from doing other endurance things.
Like
When you're cold,
ready.
like it hurts.
Yeah,
Then you warm up. Feels better.
But there's a place in your mind where I don't know. I might see you perspiring, but you know. You're like, I can go now. I'm ready. That's your nervous system speaking through your fascia and the Golgi tendon saying, okay, we can move through these ranges of motion, whether it's tennis, football, soccer, hiking, whatever, and I'm probably not going to hurt myself. But that guard you have when you're cold is just like, I'm not ready. This Golgi tendon and its movements signal to the brain that it's safe and allows you to move safely. Theragun's science actually speaks to the Golgi tendon and it activates it.
Wow.
So it's like, oh, okay, we're ready. We can get this moving. So knowing that your nervous system is going to need a little help through that.
Just a tad.
Yeah, right. Just kind of understanding. I just wanted to help teach you those concepts because those.
No, that's good. Now let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So you're using the gun to stimulate or activate the Golgi? Is there a L in it?
Golgi.
Yeah, the Golgi tendon. Now, if I'm stimulating a Golgi tendon, like you use bicep as an example, does that translate to other areas of the body?
No, it doesn't. So you would have to do, like if we were going to do I brought you this, so you could have this today if you want. If you're going to do your quad, you're going to do the origin, insertion, and then muscle belly. So that the muscle, the Golgi tendon starts at either end of the muscle and kind of the fingers come through. And does that make sense?
Yep.
So you want to do it at the body. So if I was going to do my quadricep, I would go back and forth for 10 seconds like this. And then I'd go back and forth for 10 seconds like this. And then up and down for 10 seconds. It's just super quick. That's what we call activation. So you would do that on your quad, on your hamstring, quad, hamstring, calves if you want.
Yep.
Your shins if you want.
Feet.
A lot of people forget feet. Dude, this thing is amazing on the feet. So that's the concept. And our activation protocol is what I call 10-10-10. So if I'm with a bunch of athletes and they know the process, I'll go, all right, we're going to do activation, lower body. And then they get up and move because the body wants to be able to move. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So the biceps, for you, you're going to be doing, make sure you do low back.
Yes.
Like I'll go through the protocols that you would do in the morning and then the part where you're actually through the day. How many breaks do you have throughout the day?
As needed.
Is that how you're doing it?
But I think we'll have, we'll have one or two big ones and then a lot of short ones.
What's a big one?
We'll do, 30 minutes. Short one will be 5 minutes, piss, drink, eat, go. Probably have a bunch of those mixed in. Now, when we climb mountains, we usually break once an hour, but I think it'll be a little less on this one. So we'll have to feel that out.
Are you so when you guys are out alone, what are you taking with you? I'm sure as light as you can pack, right?
Yeah, so 80% of this will be in a running vest, right? So we'll be really light because we got the support crew. The other 20%.
Is the support crew with you the whole time?
They're with us, but there's 20% roughly of this route where there's no road crossing. So we go 3 days. We got to go from here to here. It's 90 miles, and we had 3 days to do it. So on those days, we'll be heavier. We have our sleeping gear, those kits.
Got it.
We have the water. We have all the food we need for 3 days, and we got to do 30, 30, 30. And then the crew will meet us at the next one. So that's like, most of it is running vests, but there's probably about 20 days in here where we're heavier.
So to be clear, the running vest days, you have a crew with you, whatever that is. And they're ahead of you. They're with you.
They're ahead of us. We start the day with them. They have stuff, eat. Then we leave. They drive to the end of the day. We're basically on our own till we get there.
Got it. So on that day, you're not really carrying anything with you but water.
Water, snacks, food. Yeah.
Could you take a mini with you?
Let me see how light it is. Let me pop it out of here. Yeah, I'll probably take turns carrying this thing.
Yeah, right?
This is like Monday, Wednesday, Friday is my day. Thursday, Friday,
right?
Saturday, John's day.
I think you should both each have one because out there on those days, you could each treat each other.
Yeah.
Just down the back.
I think we should only have one.
You think?
Between us.
You're the boss.
Oh, you're saying we'd have two.
I'm saying you'd have one and he'd have one. And then partner up. Like, bro, here, you do me, and he'll
We do it at the same time. The same time. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. So
Yeah.
you would have one in each hand treating him,
Mm-hmm.
and he would have one in each hand treating you. Just at a stop,
Yeah.
grab a drink. Hey, you
Yep.
need a gun real quick, and
That'll make a
does
big difference. You're saying.
a huge difference, because what it does
What would be the minimum effective dose of that?
at a time.
No, how many times? Both at a time, and
That's a
how
great
many
question.
times?
That's a really good question. So at a time, it would be a minute to 2 minutes
awesome.
on certain parts of your body. So if you and I were going and I had one, you had one, I'd be like, all right, bro, turn around. And I'd hit you. We'd just stop. And I'd hit you for a minute. You'd hit me for a minute, and then we'd get going again. That keeps the lactic acid moving through your body, because that gets stored in the muscles.
Mm-hmm.
The blood flow's moving, but it can't collect all of that.
Right.
And you're not urinating, and you're not sweating enough to get rid of the lactic acid. And when you stop at night, that's what I'm concerned about, is that buildup. And then you got to walk through it the next day. And you do that 20 days in a row. Like,
You could feel it.
yeah, you're going to start feeling your joints and things like that. So that's the part I wanted to help you understand. I know that it's extra weight, but I will promise you that you're going to be so glad you had them. Every time it happens, you're going to be like, I'm so glad we brought that.
Yes.
And it's not that much. I mean, I can even get a carabiner and just hook to the side of your waist.
Sure.
But these were really some of the things I wanted to help you like think about.
So you said the time in a application, but how many applications you think? If we're out 12 hours.
You know what? I think it's going to be up to you is how much you can do.
Mm.
Because the more the better.
Yeah.
Obviously. But if it's 1.5 to 2 minutes each time, you're probably stopping and catching your breath sometimes anyway.
We could be that guy be eating while you do that.
Yeah. Just it's your turn. And then the next stop, I'll get it. If you could do it a minute.
We'll draw the line at peeing though. No one's gonna pee while they get hit.
Shaking all over again. That's hilarious.
I know in 2019 I walked across the US east to west.
How did you do that?
But it hurt.
But no, honestly, how did you make that through?
When I thought about it, I will tell you a joke and then I'll answer seriously. But at some point, you get what I call cities or superpowers, right? You're 2,000 miles in, you've been doing it for 4 months. So I learned to walk, and I could get into a sleep state almost, where my eyes were like half open, and because I was walking so many, my body could just walk without thinking, and I was essentially like sleeping, but the body would still walk. That's how much I was walking. Like it walked while it slept, and then
it walked.
It walked,
Your
right?
body.
And then like
That's hilarious.
you just want to be efficient. So I remember being in rural Kansas, and it's like, there's no one out here. Why would I stop to pee? So I learned to just walk backwards and urinate. And that's it. You add up 6 urinations a day. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of miles.
Yeah, right. That's what
It's those little stupid things like
walking
that.
backwards is really good for you.
You would on these rural roads, you've been on a dirt road where a truck comes and it kicks up all this dust and just coats you. But if there's any slight amount of wind, that dust will go to the right or to the left. So I'd see a car coming, and I see the wind, and I'd go to the other side, it'd kick up all this dust, and I'd walk with all this confidence right towards the cloud, and the cloud would go. There's all these stupid things you start getting good at.
How many miles could you do a day?
Well, by the end, I started off that journey a pop star, so I started off doing 8 miles a day. By the end, I could do 30.
In a day. Did you ever run?
A few times. Not much. Now 30 is where we're starting this journey, So I'm a lot stronger than I was when I started that one. But for me, like we're here in Park City, I'm in a nice hotel. I'm going to play a concert tonight. Everything's taken care of for me. So in all honesty, you get into one of these projects and you're a month in and the dog comes out. and I'm a pretty nice guy. You're a nice guy, but we all have this part of ourselves. It's just, I'm gonna get this done no matter what. And I like being that version of me
Why?
because it's powerful,
Hmm.
and it reminds me how strong I am. And it's not me. We all have this part, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of human beings, I think men in particular, but I can't speak for women too, but I suspect also, like, we want a way to express how great we are. I think a lot of depression comes from, you got this feeling like, I know there's more inside me than my life reflects.
Yeah.
And so there's something about these projects that scare the daylights out of me for sure. I'm scared right now. But
Scared of what?
failing, hurting, pain. Failing is probably the biggest one.
What's failure?
Not finishing.
Yeah.
But I will finish. Heaven forbid something
Someone
happen.
told me you got bit by a snake or something.
Yeah. I got on my walk across America, I got bit by a rattlesnake. So
Where were you?
I was in eastern Colorado, also known as western Kansas, because it's very flat. People think Colorado, think of the mountains, but the whole eastern tranche of Colorado is just all flat. So I'm in the middle of nowhere, Colorado 10. It's a highway. It's a scary highway to walk on because there's no shoulder. So you're on that white line. You're in the road walking in. And on that trip, it was different because it was on roads. So the RV would go ahead of me, but I had a lot more breaks. So I'd get one at 8, I'd get one at 16, I'd get one at 20, I'd get one at 24. And then if I started to get longer, later in the journey, I would get the 30-mile days. So I was at 16 and I was struggling. It was a hard day. I hadn't been sleeping. Just hot, man. I never knew that, when my whole life was inside studios and inside air conditioning. So to me, summer was summer. I never knew the difference between June, July, and August. June is like Otis Redding, sitting on the dock of the bay. July is like Whitesnake. And then August is like, welcome to the jungle. August is so much hotter than June. It's insane.
Thicker, stickier.
Dude. I was struggling. I think it was August 8th, and I had a break. We had an RV at the time, and I came off of the RV. I'd done 16. I was getting ready to do 8 more. I was slow that day, and I just came out and I was getting ready to start, and I just felt this bite in my leg.
Oh, you didn't even see it coming.
I didn't see it coming, and then I had the thought, I'm like, I got bit. What was that? And right when I had that thought, I heard and I was like, dude. And the support walk manager, his name was Colin. I said, I was just bit by a rattlesnake. None of us really knew what that meant at the time. It's like it hurt. The bite itself hurt, but not worse than my feet hurt.
All right.
Not worse than my my quads or my low back hurt.
Right.
I was used to pain. So I was kind of goofing around. And then about 10 minutes later, the venom started to go through me, and I basically went black. This was gone. And
wow,
I'd wake up out of these states just from nothing, and I realized, this isn't a bee sting.
this isn't normal.
Yeah, this isn't like I was before the venom hit me, and it was just the bite pain. I was kind of goofing around. Call 911. It'll be cool. We'll be back out here tomorrow. Get that. And I realized, this could be the last day of my life. Call 911. Ask dispatch, am I gonna die? Voice on the other end of the phone said, I don't know, sir. She said, I sent an ambulance from the east, an ambulance from the west, and a chopper. Whatever gets there first, get in. So I got in. I got great medical care, and got the anti-venom. I thought anti-venom means it cures you. I thought I was
You're done.
walking
Yeah,
the next.
you go
No.
walk again. Yeah.
Doctor goes, you're gonna be here a while. You're gonna be here a while. So my legs swell the size of like an elephant trunk, and
Really?
I went from walking 24 a day to now I couldn't even walk to like, the bathroom. I had a walker and crutches. I went home.
Michigan or where?
Michigan, did a bunch of PT, and the body's remarkable. You know, I could speak to you about this, you know, especially when you have a reason. I had something to get better for. So I healed pretty darn quick.
Isn't that crazy what the
3
body
weeks.
does when you're like,
3 weeks. You know, and some people have this like 6 months, a year,
Yeah.
their life,
messes
they have
them up their
problems.
whole life. Yeah.
But I really believe, I know in my soul, because I had 1,000 miles left, God healed me quick. You know, I had work to do. The hardest part wasn't getting bit. It was when I got better. Because now I'm at home in Michigan. My leg's better. But I'm in the air conditioning. And I'm getting a lot of attention. My Instagram followers going, phew.
Wow.
All my heroes are DMing me. The story got picked up by mainstream news. And this feature of myself that I had walked away from. I left LA to do this because I was addicted to fame. My whole life was about getting attention.
Oh, wow.
And now I'm
Oh,
getting
wow.
attention
Yeah, right.
for this snake bite. And so this whole demon, we talk about demons. Demons, like, oh, this is pretty good. Stay hurt. It linked.
Feed you.
It linked. You know, we talk about the Golgi tendon linking.
Yeah.
My mind linked being hurt with attention. And at that time, I still thought attention was love. Attention's not love. And so there's just part of me that didn't want to get better, didn't want to go back out. So I had to really like pray and be quiet and meditate and go, hey man, like you could quit right now and no one would call you a quitter. It's got bit by a rattlesnake. It'd just be a cool story, you know? Or you can have a chance to become a version of you that you'd really be proud of. Like, who would you be if you went back and walked those 1,000 miles that are still there? So that started to excite me. And so I started walking to the mailbox down the street and went back to that spot the snake bit me, took a step, kept going until I ran out of land.
No way.
And that was it.
When we were talking on the phone, you referenced that the hike, there was a hike you did, and then the walk were fighting your demons. And that this one is more about, would you call it the LFW or something like that?
Yeah. Long effing walk.
Yeah. But like,
Yeah.
I was just thinking you were talking about this being more for your fans to send a message of being healthy and happy. And when we talked, that resonated with me in such a big way. I just want to hear the story of that.
Thank you. Well, yeah, my mission statement, my work comes from my dad. He used to always say, he passed on, or I say transitioned, because I think he's still with us in a different way. Before he passed on or transitioned, he used to always say to me, Mike, there's 2 H's in life. These are 2 things most important to me. I want you to be healthy. I want you to be happy. That became just our mission. You know, whether it's an album that I'm making or a concert or an adventure like this or a book I'm writing. So it's our mission is to make people healthier and happier. For sure, this journey is still about me in some ways, and it's about other people in other ways. You know, it doesn't make sense for me to go do this right now. My music career is doing really well. Like, touring's picked up. We're getting bigger and bigger shows, bigger and bigger offers. The shows are going better and better. What I should do is get in the studio and get on the stage.
Capitalize.
That'd be the right thing to do for my business right now. But the life that I'm interested in living has things inside it that make no sense. It has adventures inside it. And I believe we all have 2 lists. We have a list of BS, basically. And we have a list of magic. A list of magic is the things you really want to do. It's the things you say, I want to do that one day. But we put the list of BS first. We say, this is all the stuff I have to do before I get to the thing that really matters, right? You see people do this with children a lot. Like, I want to have kids, but I have to do X, Y, and Z before I do it. I want to get married, but I have to do X, Y, and Z before I do this. So for me, I want to do this. this trail, the Continental Divide Trail, before I die. There, I could think of a bunch of reasons why I shouldn't do it, but they're all it's the list of BS. So, while this is about me and my life, and it inspires me, we all have dreams inside us that are begging to become plans. Inspiration isn't meant to stay inspiration. Dream either grows into a plan or withers into regret, because you don't do it. So while the contents of this dream is like a long freaking walk in the mountains, probably a lot of people don't have that on their list of magic, but everyone has a list of magic, and then everyone has a reason, an excuse why they're not working on that today. And so I hope that, I'm going to have fun on this thing. And if it can inspire some other people along the way, that's pretty awesome too. It's a good byproduct.
It's cool to hear you talk like you're talking, because you don't have without having gone through that, Like I was just listening to you saying, like, I can't imagine what it feels like to stand on some of the stages you've been on and feel that energy coming at you like it does. You have to have a strong vessel to know what to do with that, I'm sure. And to listen to you have navigated some of those things, you specifically, and to be able to be to a place where you're okay with your demons because you have the tools to deal with them and be able to pass that on to others. It's probably more powerful than your music.
Thank you. You talk about the energy coming at you on stage. When I was in my early 20s, that's why I was on the stage. I didn't feel okay with myself. So I thought, if I get all these people to tell me I'm great, send energy towards me, then that'll make me feel better. Really, I was a manipulator. I'm on stage to get people to do something to make me feel good.
Yeah, at a very high level.
At a high level.
Yeah.
But now I go on stage, and when I do a good job, it's completely the opposite.
What does that mean?
It means that I'm there I feel good. I like myself now. I love myself. And I'm there not to be a source of anything, but a channel, and to send good energy to them, send blessings to them. You'll see me on stage doing that. I do it with my hands, I do it with my body, I do it with my being, my state.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I do it with my words too. And sometimes I mess it up and I slip back into, wanting to look cool or whatever. But more often than not, I'm in a state where I'm trying to
channeling stuff.
I'm trying to bless people up there. I'm trying to just remind people. I actually don't want them to look at me. I want them to look at each other and have a magical moment with the person they came with. I want them to remember how powerful they are, how beautiful they are. The more they're thinking about themselves and feeling uplifted and feeling love with the people they came with, that's success to me now. So, and sometimes I'm singing the same song, but it's from a different place that same song I was singing 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's just a different energy.
It's like a poem. Like it means something to different people at different times in their
Sure.
life. I can totally see that.
Sure. And so again, I want to be careful because this isn't about me being special. We all have a gift. You have a gift. Everyone here has a gift.
Yeah.
And we can all do what we're talented at from a place of manipulation or from a place of service. So we all want to go on that journey to be less manipulative, more giving. And so that's not unique to me. And the old Zen proverb, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. It's like, I don't sing this. A lot of things I'm doing on the stage, same thing I was doing, but it's different.
Yeah, different color.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, a couple of things come to my mind for me when you say that about your children being healthy and happy from your dad's perspective. My daughter's here, and that's always what I'm hoping. I don't care what you call yourself, what you do, as long as you can serve others and you're healthy and happy, that's all that matters. So I love that. I think a lot of people resonate with that have kids. Another thing I felt like when we chatted at first and having some conversations with Aaron, the idea of being a conduit that's how I've felt early on with Therabody and what I was trying to bring to the world, and learning along the way that my job was to educate and teach people to know themselves. And if they did, that made everything that I was providing for them better. And I'm not good at that if I don't know myself.
Yeah.
So I've gone through my own things when I was going through a divorce at 29 years old, trying to find myself. I had a great business, similar to you, but certainly not the same level, but I think everything's relative.
It's the same emotions.
Yeah, it's the same
you know?
feelings and stuff. And
Yeah.
I had a moment where my therapist that I had at the time took me through an experience where he told me a story where I lost everything, including my physical body. I was paralyzed. He kind of drew this story of who I was. And then he asked the question, who are you? What gives you worth? And I didn't have an answer. And I grew up in Utah. So I was a Mormon growing up. Well, of course, it's because I'm a child of God. And he's like, no. I'm like, wait a minute, that's been my answer all along. And he said, that's not your answer. So I went through this process over an 8-week period where I built a wall in the back of his house. So I'd mix the cement every Saturday, come over and start stacking rocks. And he'd sit on a lawn chair and teach me what this meant. And I started to understand what the truth about me was. So when you say, I love myself, I sense that you know the truth about you. You've been to all the dark corners. You know where the demons are generally. And to be able to come and be in touch with yourself, failures, successes, injuries, loss, those things are going to come and go. But as long as you know you and the truth about yourself, and you know what that mantra is, that's where I feel like you and I connect on such a cool level, because I have my mantras. I say things every morning. When I'm going through, I had a board meeting this morning. It was a scary board meeting. Having companies that are in today's climate with what's happening in the world is challenging. It's not like it was in the 80s. You didn't have a roadmap. It's not that way anymore. It's like it's a different thing. And I want you to hear me say that I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to be a part of this, just with our products, but more so because you understand the language of how to apply these tools and really get the most out of those moments. And everything that I've created in Therabody, all the purpose is for you to get to know yourself, to shut the voices down and be at peace with who you are. And that's not an easy process sometimes, like getting to that place.
Sure.
And learning for me that the hardest thing and the right thing sometimes are the same thing,
Yes.
And that like resistance you have to go into to find out what's on the other side of that. Every one of those journeys, I found myself going back to, who am I? Like, what makes this worth it? And I love that you say there's so many things that you do that don't make sense. The logistical person or team in your life would be like, what are you doing? This is, and you're just like, I don't.
Or the logistical voice in your head.
Yeah, right. But I feel like maybe the message with us two being together is that to people to find that journey in their life, to be able to get to know themselves. Maybe I'm just making that up.
Yeah,
Talking
absolutely.
I felt like I could resonate with a lot.
So what's the new answer when he said that's not your answer?
So he said I had to learn what the truth was. And I don't feel like I have to screen any of this with you, but God calls himself the great I am, right? I am that I am. And if you think about what that means, that had nothing to do with you. But God was, is, and will be. So truth is what was, is, and will be. So I had to write down words that described the truth about Jason. So what was I? What am I? And what will I be? And there's a part of that where you get to choose what you will be.
Yes.
And do you like those? So one of my words was strong. I could say it: successful, strong, persistent, resilient. I have these words that I say to myself that I've been able to prove over time are true. So what he said is, what's your I am? God is I am that I am. Does he need to say what he is? Because he's the I am. So it's your I am. And I call it my truth card. I actually carry it with me in my wallet. I made that 28 years ago. Like your songs, it's just as true today as it was when I first wrote it. So that was the answer. And so honestly, my purpose in life through these tools and my platform is to get people to understand who they are, who's your I am. Because then failures will come, injuries will come, loss will come. You're still going to be okay because that's never going to change.
Yeah.
You know, criticism, press, media, all the things you have to deal with on a super high level. That's why I was saying you've had to go through this place to be who you are now, to be able to handle all the pressure and energy that comes with walking across the Continental Divide. Are you crazy?
I don't know. Maybe.
You know what I mean? So anyway, I just felt like there was a lot of that I wanted to touch on with
Thank you for sharing. That's such a beautiful, I feel inspired to write those out. I am, I will be myself. So I think a lot of people will utilize that tool.
It might sound cheesy at a 50-year-old guy's life, but there's times in meetings where I just close my eyes and I just say that in my head because the whirlwind around you can seem so real.
That's not cheesy. That's not cheesy. I think everyone here, including me and everyone watching this, wants an increased sense of agency, meaning what happens outside me can't be the only dictator of what's happening inside.
Right.
If I'm just a particle of dust getting blown around by macroeconomics and what law just passed and what this person just said to me, like I'm completely out of control. I'm just at the whims of whatever happens.
Totally.
And everyone wants to be able to control the weather in here. And so I think you just alluded to one tool that works for you, that you control the weather in here. And that's called sovereignty or agency. And everybody wants that. So I think it's the last thing. Cheesy's the last thing, as you know. Yeah.
Some people might think that I'm good. I'm okay with it. That's why some people would be like, "You okay?" Yeah, I'm fine. Just got to ground myself for a second.
I spoke to a female entrepreneur. I won't say her name on the recording because I don't know if she told me this in confidence or not. So I'll err on the side of caution. But super successful, billionaire. And she said, whenever I wasn't sure about something, I'd walk out of the meeting, I'd walk out of the room, and I'd just ask.
I love that.
And whatever the answer, she called the universe, I think. Whatever the universe said, that's what I did. That's a decision I made. And she built $1 billion business like that.
I mean, to be honest, like that's funny, but honestly, to go back what you were saying a second ago, those things weren't meant to stay inside. And I think I see it a lot I work with a ton of athletes across a ton of sports at all levels. And you see the ones that didn't dare, that didn't know that, like, I'm going to take that gamble and extend myself or put myself into a place where I'm not comfortable. Mm-hmm. That the ones that have done that over and over and over again, it's like nothing to them. So I'm just thinking about her taking that moment to go out and do that. If
right.
people
it's
knew
practiced.
Just doing it, I'd say to people all the time, you don't brush your teeth one last time. You don't make your bed one last time. Like it's part of what you do. And all of these things, from your morning mantras to your breath work it's never the last time. You got to be able to keep doing it. And the strength that comes from that over time is ends up being the truth about who you are,
That's right.
So that's I feel like kind of where we connected, because we've got some cool stuff and it's really sexy and it'll help you a lot with your body, but tying the mind and body and having you understand the intentions behind the products is really important to me, that you knew that there was a physical, mental, spiritual side to every tool, from the frequency to how it felt in your hand.
Tell me about the frequencies.
Yeah. So
I was just talking to my fiance about this because we were using the gun at home, and I'm like, What frequencies is that? Because we're super into sound bowls, all that.
Yeah. I'm glad you asked.
And I'm a sound guy, so everything, like I have, my meditation room. I have a bowl. I always strike it, and I'll put it to my ears, and put it by my heart. And anyway, so yeah, I'm really interested in that.
Me too. I think you're a real nerd when you know the difference between the sound bowls. Like, what are the good ones? What are the bad ones? I'm that guy. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
When I first got injured, I was so the reason I created Theragun is I was a motorcycle accident. I don't know if you knew that. Did you know that?
No.
Oh, you didn't know that?
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, this wasn't like so some mad scientist. I got in a really bad motorcycle accident in LA, splitting traffic, and a car cut in front of me, and I T-boned the side of this car. I was going like 50 miles an hour, and I broke my helmet, like messed me up really good. Up to that point in my life, I'd never been a patient. So I'd never gone through that injury, recovery, all the demons that come when those happen. So here I am now, chiropractor in LA, and I'm injured and I can't help myself. That was annoying. Like the fact that I have to go to someone and help me, that I know what I need. So that was sort of with me. I was sitting in my clinic one day next to a vibrating table, and back to the Golgi tendon. When you put someone on a vibrating table, their body relaxes. So the Golgi tendons engage, and it allows for movement. And that's when you can do traction on them. So you safely are able to pull their spine apart, which actually creates a lot of healing inside of the joints. So it's a traction table. I'm sitting there looking at this traction table, and I'm like, I wonder if that'll help my pain that I'm in. Because I had a 9mm disc bulge in my neck. I don't know if you know what that is. It's massive. Complete atrophy down my right arm. Couldn't feel these fingers. It was horrible. So I'm sitting there, and I flipped the switch on this table, and I just rested my arm on the table, and the vibration made the pain go away. Because there's a thing called the pain gate theory. When that rattlesnake bit you, you were in so much pain, it wasn't really that painful because your body was acclimating to the pain around you.
Yeah.
Well, this thing was new information to my brain. So it was like, whoa, what is that? But then it went away really fast because of like vibration. The frequency of that was above 100 hertz. So it's too high. It was too much for my nervous system. So it just was easy to ignore it. Fast forward, I'm sitting in my house, having made the very first Theragun out of a jigsaw from my garage because I couldn't bring the table home with me. Like I wanted to have something in my house. So I thought, the vibration never leaves the body. So what if I had something that kept hitting the body and didn't stay on the body? Like my ring, as long as it touches the body, it acclimates. You have that watch.
Yeah.
You'll have things in your head that you won't even know.
Forget it. It's there.
It's gone.
Yeah.
So this wasn't working because it was so quick to acclimate because it never left my body. So what if it does leave my body, but I have a frequency of hitting my body that is with the rhythms of my body? And Mike, I didn't know what that was. Like it was just a thought that I kept having in my head, experiencing it in real time. So I grabbed this jigsaw and I start running it around on my body, and it has a dial on it from 0 to 10. I'm a guy. I thought 10 is best. So I crank it to 10, and I'm just running this around my body, and it's too much. It's like the table. It almost stopped working at a certain point. Working meaning it didn't help with the pain. It was helping with the muscles, but that's not what I was trying to do. So I dialed it back, and I would close my eyes, and I would run that around my body, and I would get to a place where it just really felt like I could drown in peace. The pain wasn't there. And I'd open my eyes, and it's on a 4. I thought that's interesting. So I'd mess it up, turn it on, do it again, just slowly get to where I would find that number, and I'd open my eyes, it's a 4 again. I didn't know what 4 meant. But the universe told me on this mission that I'm on, that's a special number. You'll learn that one day. I kept telling people as I was making these. So I made 5 different versions of a Theragun, and every one of them was off on the frequency. The amplitude, which is the distance it travels, was good, but that's not what I was trying to get. I needed that frequency to speak with the nervous system. So one day I'm sitting in front of an engineer. He pulls out a light frequency, frequency light, sorry. And I'd never seen one before. So it flashes. So imagine as my finger's coming up, this is flashing at the same time my finger comes up. So it sees like my finger's there the whole time. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he turns the light on, and nothing's making sense. And all of a sudden he gets to 40 hertz. And it's like my gun's on it's there the whole time. The light's on the ball, even though the ball's doing this. Right there, that moment, I realized it was 40 hertz. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know. Of course it's 4 or 40. Like I wouldn't have thought that. In 2008, 9 and 10, if you Googled 40 hertz, you wouldn't get anything. You like nothing, because I did it. There was nothing out there. But now you Google it, Joe Dispenza talks about it. It's a healing frequency. They call it the reset frequency. I didn't make that up. That's just sort of what evolved over time. And so we live in that space. Mm. That is the lowest space of gamma. That's the lowest range of frequency of gamma.
Right.
And that,
I was going to mention that, but I was trying to remember. It's like, delta,
theta, beta, gamma.
Right.
Yeah.
But those are just hertz, huh? They're not, when they say alpha is 8 to 12, it's 8 to 12. It's not 8,000 to 12,000.
No,
right?
it's 7 to 8.
7. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very low. So I'm in that world now. So the frequency of red light, the frequencies of light that you shine in your eyes that actually helps heal macular degeneration and things like that. So it's all about the frequency. So we start with 40 hertz in every one of our products.
So this one has 3 levels, right?
Yes.
So is the bottom one 40?
The top one is 40.
Top one's 40. And where are the other two?
The other two are 40, 35, 27.
And why did you pick those?
To be honest with you, we had to have lower speeds. And we found some of those lower speeds that help make a difference. And it's a softer impact. 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. You want to do something?
Yeah.
Here, stand up and let me do something with you. I'm going to show you first, and then I'm going to have you do this.
Okay.
So, have you exercised this morning?
Not really.
Okay. So just kind of get to where you can feel your hamstrings and feel how tight they are. Just kind of lean over, put the tension on them. So, because what you're going to do is test now, and then I'm going to have you test when we're done.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, right. Feel that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to have you go on your hamstrings. You're going to go back and forth right underneath your butt cheek, and I'll count it for 10 seconds.
Okay.
And then you're going to move down behind your knee.
Okay.
And it's going to be just kind of in this area.
Yeah.
Not really hard. Back and forth for 10 seconds. And then you're going to go 10 seconds up and down the hamstrings. Nice and easy. Some good pressure, but not hard. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So now you kind of got an idea how tight you are. Mm-hmm. Just do it on the right side. Hold it like, let me see your hand. Put it right in there. You're going to put that right underneath your butt cheek, your glute.
Okay.
Back and forth, 10 seconds. Go. Three, 2, 1. Now go down here. Kind of loosen the leg a little bit. Just take some of the pressure off. 1. Now up,
okay.
Outside, down the middle, and then up kind of in the inside. And then hand it to me. And test them again. Lean over.
Oh, it's completely different than that one. Yeah. Yeah.
You feel that?
Yeah. Yeah.
30 seconds. That's the kind of stuff that that's knowing
activation.
That's activation. So now you can start walking, and to reactivate, all you do is just do it in the muscle belly, because the Golgi tendons are warm. The joints have been moving. You just got to get the lactic acid.
What about stretching?
Camera's off, please. Static stretching, they're finding, not me, but static stretching they're finding isn't really good for the tendons, because a lot of people don't know true end range. So we all have different pain levels. So if I get down, I really start cranking on my hamstring, I'm causing these micro tears. And then if I'm going to go out and run a 100-meter dash as fast as I can, I'm probably going to expose those micro tears at some point.
Sure.
So the idea behind stretching, that's why you see a lot of guys use bands, is they're activating their Golgi tendon. They're engaging the joints. Your muscles are red. So I love doing this. Muscles are red. They're red because they're full of blood. Like if I cut a muscle, I'm going to get blood immediately. But if I start whacking away at the white tissue, it's avascular. So it doesn't have a lot of blood flow. That's
Does
why
that
it's
mean the
white.
tendon?
Yes.
White tissue. Okay.
Tendons and ligaments. They're connected to things that carry blood, and they will channel blood, but they don't hold blood. That's what we're trying to warm up. And so when you stretch, you feel it in the muscles because that's kind of where the actin and myosin, they don't want to release yet because they're not warm. They'll warm up in a second. It's the joints that you have to warm up. So when you ask me about stretching, it's more about the movement than it is stretching a muscle. So this plus movement is 35 times better than stretching a muscle. I think that's the number.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it's like not even close.
Is that only for activation?
No.
What about recovery?
Recovery. So stretching in recovery, it depends on when you do it. So this is one of the things that we can talk about too when it comes to these. The sooner you can get recovering, the sooner you can get the boots on, the sooner you can put this on. This is our recovery therm back.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, this go around your back. It's super easy. You want to try it on?
Yeah.
But the sooner you can put those on and experience recovery.
Oh. Yeah, the sooner.
You do it over your shirt, you can. It's got red light. It's better if it goes right on your skin. You can go over like this. So it's have a cool show you using things. Hold that with the hand. You need this one on this side and tighter. Now you can cinch that in. Do that.
Yeah. Mm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Best red light on too, huh?
The sooner you can recover, the better you're going to be the next day. So when you talk about stretching, I don't implement stretching with my patients or people that I work with, but maybe a couple of times a week during a recovery meditation. So hot sauna, hot yoga, where you get in and you're moving, that's part of it. But the old days of like stretching after you run and all that, they're finding that's not the most effective.
Wow.
So using Theragun at the end, using vibration, using the jet boots, which you guys will have. This has red light in it, by the way. We put red light in.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, you'll get these. So the sooner you can do that after you're
Damn, I need to do more expeditions, man.
You only need one. You can't do anything more than
Dude,
one.
I get to just chill out each night.
And then so listen, this is the kit. You have that.
Okay.
This is what I want you to get on as
This
quickly.
feels so good.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want you and John, right? Is that his
Yeah.
name? I want you and John to have
Dr.
these.
John, PhD.
This has a PPG reader, so it'll check your heart rate. So the
Okay.
whole idea behind these is down-regulate your nervous system.
Okay.
So put those on like ski goggles. I'm gonna turn this on.
It's a shame we have to walk all day.
Well, you can do this every night. So now imagine
The
you have,
hike is just time between the sessions, man. So what is this doing?
that's doing
Jay.
3 things. You're feeling vibration. We have pressure points, your third eye, right
Mhm.
between your eyes, above and below your eye, and then on the temples. And you'll feel that sort of circulate through those
Yeah.
3 areas. You're also getting a pulse back to you. Can you feel that pulse coming back to you?
Yes.
That's your heart rate. So when you feel your own heart rate, it actually downregulates your nervous system and it slows your heart rate down. Our bodies only recover. I'm going to say this once again. Our bodies will only recover when our heart rate is low. If you're trying to sleep at a 75 beats a minute, your body's not going to recover. And that's one of the biggest challenges that someone like you has over time is your heart rate's going to increase because your body's dealing with a lot of stimulus, pain, heat, dehydration, and those types of things.
Can I ask you about something acute?
Yes.
So I've been feeling
You can leave those on.
pain right here in this metatarsal
Just on the one side,
on the top of the foot.
just that side.
Yeah, occasionally on the right, but mostly left.
I'll look at more than I think you might need a little pop. Slide your foot all the way in there. Underneath that.
Now I learned these with the boot. You got to be careful. You might want to edit this out. But you gotta make sure the testicle is not in that boot.
Yes, true.
I learned
So this isn't ideal, but this is exactly what it's going to be like.
because I would put my legs up.
Yep.
That would be better, right? If I had them up.
This does that, so you don't have to. So you'll feel this.
Oh, right, because it's moving.
It's sequential.
Right,
Yep.
right. When you said it's not ideal.
Oh, it'd be cooler if you were laying down on a bed,
Oh, got it.
but this is pretty close. So this is what I would love to have you get into, this position and this setting, as quickly as you can at the end of the day.
This is awesome. I can't wait to show my fiance. Listen, Dr. J told me I need to be in this position.
As soon as possible. And as long as possible before you go to sleep. And then when you unzip, you roll out of these, you put a sleep mask on. And I'll give you a sleep mask. It's amazing. And you're resting and recovering. You get enough food, enough hydration, you throw these on. So this is the goal. Goggles are my favorite. And obviously you can use these independent of each other as well, but then
Sure.
you stack them up. This is called I call this my pro king. This is what you should have. It's going to help with your low back. Your low back muscles are going to be so tested, along with your hamstrings.
Yes.
What you guys are doing, you know?
Mm-hmm. Wow. What's it doing? It's doing something nice.
It's vibrating.
Yes.
Yeah. So as it fills up, it's sequential. So it's like going from the end of your finger. I'm slowly wrapping around all the way up. I'm squeezing the blood up your leg. And then the second you feel this release, it opens up and it causes a vacuum that pulls new blood down to the bottom of your feet. It's really cool science behind that. When you wear these for 30 minutes, it's like you walked 2 miles, pumping your blood through your heart and lungs to circulate and reoxygenate the blood.
Wow.
I mean, if you could sleep in these, sleep in them and just run them on infinite.
How long does the battery go?
About 3 hours. You just plug it in.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, you guys will have power, I'm sure. Just plug them in.
Yeah, I had an older model of these, and I would always fall asleep. Does it require me moving?
No, you don't have to. Let me pull this off.
Okay.
You don't have to move to stay there. Put this foot out and slide something on. It's like a sock.
That's good. Me hiking these?
Yep.
Come on. You make it too easy now, Dr. J.
Don't say that out loud. You're gonna be held to that.
I know it's not gonna be easy. It's still gonna be hard.
We think
I feel relaxed. Those new boots are really something.
pretty cool. Huh?
This is really something. The goggles are really something. You guys make an eye mask now too?
Yeah, sleep mask.
Should I come out?
Yeah, come out. Back to the real world.
Forgot where I was.
This has 3 settings. The one I had you on was what we call Smart Relax. It tracks your heart rate. The goal is to, before and after, to get you down to where you need to. The center is what we call, it's just white noise. So you just feel it's just static. I use this for migraines. When I start to get my aura and I'm like, oh shit, here it comes. I'll throw that on and just put it on that one. It's just sort of static, blocks everything out and stimulates the muscles. And this is the vagus nerve.
Yeah.
So if we can stimulate that.
Where is the vagus nerve?
It stimulates the vagus nerve. It's not a direct link to the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve kind of comes through your trigeminal into your vagus.
What's a trigeminal?
It's a part of the nervous system in your head. Literally the physical nervous system. It's a nerve that kind of comes across your face like this. So you're stimulating that. It goes straight to your vagus nerve. And that's one of the places you can do that. So people talk about their third eye, the pineal gland, things like that being right there. That's why I put that there. Was when I'm working on patients and I'm doing head massage to release tension, that's one of the releases is right here in the head. I can get their nervous system to just calm down. So that has, then the last one is sleep. So putting this on for 15 minutes before you go to sleep, it turns this cool, so your body temperature goes down instead of up. You don't want to be hot.
Yeah.
And then you put the mask on, and it's like, yeah, it's pretty cool. We did this with a bunch of Olympic athletes, and they were getting like amazing sleep using that.
I can't
protocol.
wait. I can't wait.
And this thing I threw on, you guys will have those. And they're just compression socks, basically, that has vibration in it. There's 3 settings. That's low, that's high, and then that's a wave.
Wave meaning it cycles.
It just goes like this, just
Oh,
it's high
okay.
and low and high and low.
Location.
So warm up low, walking when your legs are killing you, have it on high. And what it does is it takes away the pain in your legs, literally. And then when you stop and you're just chilling, you put on wave and it'll just run through wave. That battery will last you 150 minutes. And when I send these to you, you'll get extra batteries. So you can just
Cool.
throw them in whenever you want.
Cool. That's very cool.
Thanks for letting us do this, because you're proof for me. Like, you'll be like guinea pig. You and John will be like, this shit's amazing.
Yo, thank you for giving us a better chance to succeed on this thing. It's not gonna be easy. So
We'll have to figure out when I check in with you and just make sure you guys are doing it right. I'd love to hear if it works and what doesn't work. You know,
yeah,
like, battery dies on this, or we don't like that, or actually we're too sweaty to put, like, any of that feedback I get, whether it's with you or someone else through a text or periodically through
sure.
your journey.
I got you. Yeah, that's easy.
Sweet, dude.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for
John.
coming over here,
Yeah.
making this.
Oh, thank
doing
you for
this.
coming here.
Yeah.
I'll stay here all day, dude.